let's talk about something that could completely change how you think about learning music. We're not just talking about another practice technique. We're talking about learning a whole new language. Today, we're diving deep into the find and build method.
And it all really kicks off with this one simple but powerful question. What if learning music was as natural as learning to speak? Instead of just endless drills and memorization, what if it felt more like a conversation, a story that you're learning to tell, one sound at a time?
So where do you even begin with an idea like that? Well, you start by decoding the language. And that all happens in a place called the find zone.
The find zone is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This is where you learn to find, read, and really interpret musical notation. Think of it as your literacy bootcamp. This is ground zero, the foundation for understanding literally everything you'll ever see on a page of music.
And this is where the language connection gets so cool. So individual notes, that's your alphabet, your ABCs. Then you have intervals, that's two notes together. Those are like your two-letter blends, like sh or ch. From there you build up to motifs, which are basically your musical words, these short recognizable patterns that show up again and again.
But the real key here is that it's not just some abstract thing you do in your head. Skills like read and play are designed to forge a powerful connection between what you hear, what you see on the page, and what you physically do with your hands or your voice. It's this whole sensory experience that makes it all click.
Okay, so if the find zone is all about reading the language, what's next? Well, you've got to have something to read, right? That's where we get to the other half of the puzzle, the build zone. This is where we construct the very foundation of music.
I absolutely love this analogy from the source material. It says the build zone provides the keys and tonalities that form the foundation of music, like the bricks used to build a house. It's such a perfect way to put it. This isn't just theory for theory's sake, it's the actual raw material you use to create.
So, to put it another way, if the find zone is about literacy, the build zone is all about developing your musical musculature. This is your workout. It's where you practice the really foundational stuff, your scales, your chords, your keys, until they become second nature.
And you might be thinking, okay, chords, that's for pianists or guitar players, right? No way. This is absolutely crucial for every single musician, whether you sing or play the flute. Understanding chords helps you recognize the harmony and color of the music around you. It helps you play with more expression. And of course, if you ever want to improvise or compose, chords are the basic grammar you need to know.
So we have these two zones, finding and building. But the real genius of this whole method is how they're not separate things. Let's look at how they connect theory and practice together.
Here's the simplest way to think about it. The build zone is the what. It's the underlying structure, the scales, the chords, the keys. The find zone, on the other hand, is the how. It's the practical, hands-on application of reading, writing, and actually playing. One gives you the knowledge, the other gives you the power to use it.
So let's walk through a quick example of how this works. Let's say a student learns the G major scale and its basic chords. That happens in the build zone. But here's the key part. Instead of just memorizing it and moving on, they immediately take that knowledge and apply it over in the find zone.
By actually reading, writing, and training their ear using musical patterns that are in the key of G major. See how that works? It creates this perfect feedback loop where the theory you learn immediately gives context to the music you're practicing. It's brilliant.
So when you put all of this together, this constant cycle of building and finding, it leads to the ultimate goal. It puts you on the path to true musical fluency.
And get this, the system isn't some rigid, impossible-to-finish race to the end. To master a zone, a student only needs to complete 7 key skills or foci. That number's really important.
Because that flexibility is honestly a game changer. It means a teacher can completely tailor the program to a student's individual journey and their unique pace. Progress is based on real understanding, not just checking boxes on a schedule. It's all about ensuring true mastery.
So where's this all heading? It's leading to a stage they call elementary fluency. And this is the goal. It's that magic moment where all the pieces, the oral skills, the theory, the practical application, all click into place. It's the point where a student stops just playing the notes and starts to truly experience the music from the inside out. Which brings us right back to that essential question from the beginning, and it's the one I want to leave you with. It really gets to the core of this whole philosophy. Ask yourself, are you just learning to play notes, or are you learning to speak music?